I got the giggles. Sorry.
Take one.
Take one.
Yeah!
Should I do this? Should I do like one of these? Or should I go like one of those? What do you think? Like guns? Should I go guns a-blazing? Haven't decided yet. Okay. Vinyl Tag 2025. It's what's going on. It's what's going around. For those of you who don't know, the Vinyl Tag is a thing that goes around this thing called the vinyl community. And there's 20 questions. And they're about music. They're about collection of art that you may have on the physical media format known as wax. And we're gonna go through these. So this one was put out by Pretty Green Vinyl Guy. This is Edwin. There he is right there. And this is his list. It was kind of hard reading it off the screen here, but I'm gonna do my best. All right, give it the old college effort, as they say. It's January. Still got some Christmas stuff up. This the lights on this move to my voice and the music that we play through the stereo. This is our corner tree. Sits in the corner. I'm gonna shut up and get into the whole vinyl tag. Want to hear about the records? I'll tell you about the records. So, question number 1. It's right there on the screen. Best purchase, new or used, of 2024. So I've looked for this record for a while, and it was out of print for a long time. And I love this freaking record. And my wife helped me find it online. I had ordered it online, again from Merch Bar, and they were sold out of it, but they kept my money. You ever have that happen? You know, some online, here you go. Here's my $40 or whatever it was. I wanted to pay for this record at the time. And, nope. Just like 2 months go by. Where's my record? And then my wife found it online from another source, which we won't talk about. But, these companies, you got to pay me. Some of these bigger companies, you got to just put an ad on the thing and we're good. I ain't going to mention you in the video. This is Black and Blue, Gary Clark Jr. This is an amazing freaking record. If you haven't heard this record, OMG, I love this freaking guy. And I don't usually, the hype sticker is really good. I'm not a huge fan of the Rolling Stone. They get it right sometimes. But the hype sticker is a great, owing as much to Kurt Cobain and the Ramones as to Buddy Guy and Johnny Lee Hooker. This indebted to hip-hop psychedelia, Clark is grounded in tradition while standing on the brink of change. The Rolling Stone. This is a psychedelic? I don't know about that. Maybe a little. But this is a phenomenal record, and it's a double LP. Dana found it for less than $40 too, which was great. By one of these corporations who happen to have one. But anyway, great freaking record on vinyl. Love this. Love that record, man. Number 2, 50 years later, best album from 1975. When? 1975. I was 7 years old. In 1970, was 6 years old? I was 7 years old in 1975. My parents just got divorced. Those just went dark on you, sorry. This is the Aerosmith Toys in the Attic. Great frickin' record, 1975. I like this record a lot. Amazing record. All right. An album that defines a genre. This one, when it comes to Seattle music, I am here in the Seattle metro area. I live in Everett, Washington, just north of the city. This is Mudhoney. This is, if you're going to say grunge, Mudhoney really helped solidify this sound, right? From this kind of hybrid from metal to punk. This album is amazing. It was nice. We went to the show, and Mark Arm signed it for me right there. Best band from my home country. Do you like the light show, by the way? It's out of touch. It's a little distracting for me. So I'm going to go with Nirvana. I live here in the PNW, it's called. We are in a place called Americas. The Americas. You could say the USA. We might like split off and be like America's version of the Ukraine, right? Start a thing called Pacifica. I don't. There's been talks. I don't know, man. Nirvana. I'm a proud American patriot, just so you know, but things are going south a little bit. It just, my opinion. Nirvana. I'm gonna go with Nirvana. This is a bootleg, by the way. I sent my buddy Sean my other bootleg because I thought he'd enjoy it more than me. Anyway, love Nirvana, love the band. It just, again, that's another band that sort of defines a genre, but Nirvana just changed music for forever and upset a lot of hair metal people. All right, so the question in the comments is different than the question here. Number 5, we lost them in 2024. Name a beloved artist that you miss. I guess, right? Just go for it. But we lost this artist in 2024, and for me, dearly missed, because I love this band. One of those 80s bands that I loved back in the day. This is Great White. Rare form of dementia, which sucks, but love this band. Great White, amazing band. Going with that. Best live album in my collection, number 6, that would be Thin Lizzy, Live and Dangerous. At least lately, we just spun this tonight again. Been visiting this album more than once. Just great. It's double LP, amazing stuff. They did like a record store one where I don't know if they added more songs, but this has got, and this does have songs from Jailbreak. It's got Jailbreak on it. Boys Are Back in Town, Dancing in the Moonlight. All these. This is amazing live record. Love this record. We need your help in 6. Number 7. This was an interesting question. You just been dumped. All right? Your partner dumped you. What album are you putting on? So I've been married for a very long time. But I've been, dumped before. Went through breakups. It's painful. There's a lot of songs about it. Help us cope. I wanted to share some lyrics from this artist who I enjoy, country artist. And these lyrics are really good for this question. Keeping this turntable spinning, everything's from Jones to Jennings, solely planning my survival in a 3-foot stack of vinyl. Since you had to walk out of here, I've been having a record year. That's pretty VC kind of lyrics, right?
I drop it in a groove, and we go round and round and down in a spiral.
But dipping into my vinyl collection, this is the band Måneskin, Italian rock band.
I hate your face, but I like your moms. You play it smart, but you look so dumb.
Who has a song on this album called
And blah, 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 blah.
there it is. Blah, blah, blah. This is a breakup song, man.
You got me angry and now I'll apart. I listen to this mix kinda low.
Blah, 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 blah. You broke my heart, so I crashed your car. You said you're sorry, well, I bet you are. Ha, 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 ha. Hold on. I gotta share more. And blah, 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 blah. You said goodbye, so guess what I've done? I called your best friend and said, what's up?
Let's so ha ha.
Full anger. A lot of people react like that after a breakup. and then we went to your favorite club. She drank too much, and guess what she said you are? A twa twa. And after a breakup, I don't condone talking shit, all right? Destroying someone's property or, you know, violence in any way. I will say that in relationships, I've heard people, I keep finding the worst women or the worst men, and it's really, you keep finding the same person in another person's body, and that has to do with you, and it has to do with getting help and possibly finding a therapist. All right, seriously, there's something in you that is attracted to people who want to hurt you. That's my opinion. So that's number 7 for you. My favorite breakup song as to 2024, 25, I don't know, until there's a better one. Måneskin, great tune. Light yet poignant and angry. Interesting. Number 8 is best sounding drums on an album. So I guess, you know, maybe Edwin's a drummer? Just a guess. Why not? I like simple drums, you know. I like Ringo and Paul Rudd, you know, AC/DC drums. I like, and this guy, again, talk about an album, right? Defining a genre kind of thing, but it smells like Teen Spirit, you know. And it's not, right, it's not a super complex, it's not like Neil Peart or, you know, even John Bonham or something like that. That's just that song. But I saw, you know, Mike there at the In Groove talking about shootouts with this record, and one of the things that he likes to measure different copies of this or pressings of this album are how the drums sound on that on when It Smells Like Teen Spirit comes on, and those freaking just bam like that. That's how drums should be in rock and roll. All right, so there you go. Number 9, favorite artist who's a member of 2 or more bands. Ooh, this is a good one. So here's a band you might not have heard of. This is the Rockfords. We saw them do a show at Easy Street Records when they released this record, I think. Maybe they released it before then, but it was a, you know, release party kind of a thing. There's the band. The Rockfords are a great little Seattle band. They played the Crocodile back in the day. And there's an artist who plays on here, Mr. Mike McCready. It's Mike McCready's other band, the Rockfords. And yeah, we saw Mike McCready there. They were signing this record, by the way. There was just such a huge line, and it just got late. And I don't care how famous you are. I'm just not going to wait for hours and hours to get an autograph. It'd be cool, though, but maybe next time. He's around. He's also in this band, in case you didn't know. Mike McCready is in Pearl Jam. Speaking of Mike from the In Groove, we actually bought this record in Phoenix at the In Groove. So it's this is a great, I like the stripped down version of this, of Pearl Jam's 10, even better. What is it, Redux? It's the Redux version. I put this on the Next question, number 10. Beatles or Stones? What say I? First of all, before I get into it with you, share some of my Beatles collection here a little bit. I'm also a big fan of the White Album. If I had a favorite Beatles album, it would be this one. This one right here. I like the numbered ones. Here's my beatest copy of, I might have another Beatles record that's more beat, but this is at least my beatest copy of my, the White Album. Here's the other, this one's cool. I grabbed this one. It's a little poppy clicky, but check out the number on that cat right there. Look at that. 7,515. Have you ever seen a number lower? On TV? Probably. But I got this one. Before the 10,000th White Album sold, this one is part of my collection. Here's another kind of old copy. It's $200. You ever see some of those people that don't know what these vinyl's worth? I found a Beatles record. It's worth a fortune. Put it on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace for $700. This is the Yesterday and Today, of course, and it's got the. You peel it back. There's some. I think those are New York steaks. What's that about? This is for a short I did, just kind of having some fun. And I did that, by the way, with this record, just to mess with people. Because sometimes I like to poke a bear, you know? Sometimes you gotta put some, some fun out in the world a little bit. Make people think about stuff. I'll share some beat up records for you. How's that? There's a few. There's my Sticky Fingers minus the zipper. I think I got this for like $5 at old Daybreak Records there. It's missing the zipper. Sounds great. If I find one with the zipper, this is a good wax. I could Frankenstein it a little bit. Nothing wrong with Frankenstein in a record, you know? The Andy Warhol deal going on. It's the first album with the Stones as a label, you know? Stones having their own label right there. And shout out to Scott Garrett for the Frankenstein and more ideas on Frankenstein out there. Rolling Stones stuff. Here's my first Rolling Stones record. Oh, look at that. This is beat. It's just one of, like a best of kind of a thing with a little book of photos in there. Well, there's one photo, 2 photos, 4. I was glad to find this because this was at Silver Platters. I thought these had sold out, but I got the Seattle version of Hackney Diamonds, and I really like this album. This is a great album. These guys putting out this kind of music. We saw the Stones when they came to town and were amazing. I mean, these guys are like older than Joe Biden and Donald Trump and Mick Jagger's running around. Keith Richards doing his thing. Old Ronnie Woods out there, you know. Just amazing. Freaking love the Rolling Stones. So that's my answers. It's Rolling Stones. All day long. Rolling Stones. I like the Beatles. I don't know. If you ask me Thursday, I might say the Beatles. But it's usually the Rolling Stones. Number 11. You found a bag of weed. What are you going to listen to? If I found a bag of weed, I'd probably return it to the weed library where people who lose their weed can recheck it out if they want to. No, I don't smoke weed anymore, even though it's legal here now. I broke up with Mary Jane in the mid to late 80s. And it was big, too, for me, because if you asked me 10 things I really liked about being alive on that list when I was around 17, 18, smoking weed would have been on that list. All right, so breaking up with Mary Jane was a tough thing, but it was a relationship that I had with a substance that wasn't good for me. All right, and so I had to cut ties with her. All right, I had to send her back, and it was just a big demotivator for me. smoking weed, eating potato chips, watching cartoons. That's pretty much all you want to do when you're doing too much weed. And suffering from depression. You know, I live in a place that rains a lot, especially in the winter. It was not good for me. That relationship with that substance, not good for me. Had to break up with Mary Jane. I had a cassette tape or something back then in my car as I was driving around. But I would have been listening to this and I would have enjoyed this album because this is Led Zeppelin 3 and it's got this trippy wheel on it, right? So there's that. That's kind of fun, right? Show the animation. They just did that. And there's all this going on inside the record. So I would have enjoyed that. Spinning Led Zeppelin 3. But to be honest, a record I already showed that I listened to a lot when I was with Mary Jane was Toys in the Attic. Listened to that record a lot when I was high, as they say, and watched Cheech and Chong movies. Number 12, an album from the 1980s you still listen to. Oh, there's a lot of good questions in this one, man. I'm not gonna lie. Most of the stuff I listen to is from the 80s. This is when I grew up. You know, I love that. If it's classic rock, for me, it's a lot of 80s stuff, because that was my jam back then, man. I found this one. Love old Joan Jett. This is a great record. We're going to go on to number 13. An artist whose political stance has soured you. So, you know, I'll say a lot of things. A lot of people have been saying that, you know, I don't really care politically about whether you're a Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative. There just seems to be a lot of separation out there. And so I thought I'd go with Dolly Parton, you know, her political views on, you know, she just doesn't want to otherize people. And if she finds people that she disagrees with, instead of like outing them or saying mean things or sending a nasty tweet or X or whatever it is now, she tends to like be curious about people like that, right? And want to know more. Like, why do you think like that? Or what? Ask questions. So yeah, I'm picking Dolly Parton just to be a little bit, just push back on that question a little bit, you know? There's just a lot that separates people in the world. There's corporations, companies that make money off it. The more we could piss you off and get you to, oh, those other people, I'm not like that guy. Look at those people over there. They think like that. And I have strong opinions. I'm not going to lie. Like, I will tell people, if you want to know what I think, put your seatbelt on. I'll tell you. But can we still be friends? That's my question. I think Dolly Parton is a person who does that. Like, this record has a bunch of people on, you know, it's talk about staying in the room with difference. There is some folks on here that probably would not want to be in the same room together. But because it's Dolly, and Dolly Parton's that kind of person, I feel like, right? She can get along with anybody. And I think that kind of curiosity, not hating someone because they disagree with you. I'll get off my fucking soapbox, all right? I'm going to do that now. But I had to bring up Dolly Parton. And Henry Rollins, on that note. Greg Ginn was kind enough to sign this copy for me. Mr. Henry Rollins. Speaking of my war.
When my cynicism was reaching these unimaginable levels, like, I started meeting some of the most amazing, humanitarian, strong, and selfless people I've ever met in my life. And then I started coming to the conclusion that cynicism is nothing but intellectual cowardice. It's basically you not taking the time to deal with what is. It's like, oh no, if they're all fucked, I don't have to really do any work assessing humanity. I'll just know that they're all fucked, and I'll just judge them from here and feel innately superior. And so over the years, I've become further and further stripped of my cynicism. And I realized that cynicism is weakness that I cannot afford. And so at first I felt very vulnerable, like, oh no, I'm no longer cynical. Oh no, I'm going to have to take the world at face value. No, how will I survive? Well, it's fucking hard to deal with everyone as an individual and think of other people as you think of yourself. And I'm not trying to get you to go kumbaya and go out and kick a hacky sack, smear yourself with patchouli oil, or hug a fucking tree.
Number 14, show a favorite record label. And I'm wearing the shirt, man. I've got my Sub Pop Records shirt right here. And, you know, it's not the best, but pretty good. Here's one from 1991 on the Sub Pop label that some of you may be familiar with. This is Reverend Horton Heat. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. The Reverend here. This is an amazing album, and who else would sign this psychobilly artist? Punk rock, you know, it's like you're from Texas. Texas guy doing punk rock, dressed like a reverend, and calling an album Smoke 'em if you got. This is a number. This guy's catalog's amazing. I don't have time to get into it, but yeah, Sub Pop. I would just throw Sub Pop out there. Number 15, a run of 3 great singles. Now, are we talking like 7 inches? Like, I'm a little confused by that question. Or are we talking like one album that has 3 great singles on it? Or here's some punk stuff that my buddy Sean sent me. Minor Threat. This is a cool little 7-inch. Out of Step, and then outtakes are on the other side. It's really fun. Of course, we got Bikini Kill. Love this record. It's red. And Richie Ramone, which this one got nibbled on a little bit by our not-so-friendly pet that we had for a while. I'm not going to go into it. I don't have time. But those are 3 singles. How's that? Throw that out there. I'll share those. Thank you, my friend Sean Spins. I don't collect a lot of 7-inches, but those are some kick-ass 7-inches. Number 16, a RSD purchase that you actually consistently listen to. This would be Art Pepper in the rhythm section. I play this record a lot. This is probably my favorite jazz album. You try and find this in the wild, it's like $700,000-$800,000. So, and they're usually beat up. I mean, you can find a scratchy one for like $6,000, but they repressed this. Kraft did an amazing job. This record sounds amazing. This is a beer from my country. It's been around for a long time. I think they make it in California now, but it started in the Seattle area, and it is Rainier beer. So, from the PNW Pacifica. If you could be reincarnated as any artist, dead or alive, who is it going to be? I was thinking like Beethoven. No, that would be horrible. I don't want to be Beethoven. I've heard there was a genetic biologist that said if we could get Beethoven's DNA and make a clone of him, we would have another music prodigy, wouldn't we? And there's like social psychologists that would say absolutely not, because you aren't going to grow up like Beethoven. You put Beethoven in 2025, it's going to be a different cat altogether, right? You put Bob Dylan growing up in, like, I don't know, Louisiana or South Africa or England or Australia, you're going to get a different cat every single time. So for me, it's just a weird question. Would I want to be another person is a profound psychological question. And some people want to be that person. That's interesting. Interesting. You got there, Edwin. Gonna have to. Question number 18. Best 3 lines in a song. I might go a little over 3 lines, if that's okay. This is some of my favorite song lyrics ever, right? Of any song ever written. This would be on the list. This would be up there, okay? My favorites change from time to time, but this is my favorite. This is from this record, all right? Wish You Were Here. Also 1975, by the way. The song lyrics are right here. So You Think You Can Tell. Heaven from Hell. Blue skies from pain. Smile from a veil. Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts? Hot ashes for trees. Hot air for a cool breeze. Cold comfort for change. Did you exchange a walk-on part in a war for a lead role in a cage? Gets you right here, don't it? Just make you think about stuff. Number 19, an album you never tire of. There is an album that I consistently come back to and listen to, in not necessarily sit down and listen to the whole album. I don't do that a lot, but there's a lot of songs on this album that I don't get tired of, and I'll hear them throughout time, and I'll hear them again, and I just love this album. And it is this record. This is AC/DC's Back in Black. I just don't get tired of these songs, man. Back in Black, of course. Shoot to Thrill, amazing song. Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. You Shook Me All Night Long. I kind of get sick of that one, I'm going to be honest. There's a few. Hell's Bells is a great song. Shake a Leg, Have a Drink on Me. Oh, man. This is an amazing record. Hear these songs on the radio. The volume's going up. And number 20, share your favorite VC channel. Sean Spins is my VC bestie, so I'll shout out to Sean Spins. Favorites, I don't like picking favorites, man. I like Jack over there, the Vinyl Martini, the Embryon. Ben Rankins in Australia is an amazing mate, as they call him out there. And I love that guy, love his channel. Love all the shirts. I love the punk freaking... He's turned me on to a lot of music, that guy. We have similar music tastes in different countries, and I hear him talk about... Anyway, could go on and on. Yeah. The Embryonic Robot. I like Vinyl Richie. I like... there's another guy in Seattle, in this area. I can't remember his name again. But he wears hats a lot. I see him on Record Store Day a lot. You probably know what I'm talking about. I watch his channel still too. You know, Melinda over there. Where is she? Florida now, I think. So many channels, man. I'm forgetting some of you all that I just watched. I just found this guy Scott, his channel, Into the Darkness or something like that. Scott, I just mentioned him earlier. Amazing channel. Interesting guy. Makes movies and videos. And so, there you go. Thanks for watching. A very happy 2025 to you. Appreciate everyone who made it this far into the video. Thank you for watching. Until next year. Actually, I'll probably do... Sean Spins has a tag too, so that's going to do his tag. It's 25 questions. So there's a lot of, you know, this getting records out of here and then bringing them, you know what I'm saying. Later. Peace. Thanks for watching again. Appreciate all of y'all. Bye.